Hello, friends. This is the Loon Bunny, and welcome to my channel. Today, we will be exploring and unboxing this fountain pen that I got. Monteverde reached out to me and asked if I want to try out some of their pens, and I chose this fountain pen, the Conklin 1898 in Mr. Green, so that I could add a little diversity onto my blue fountain pen collection. So let's take a look inside the box. And as you can see, the color of this fountain pen very much screams spring season. And with the coming spring season, I think it's about time for me to ink up this fountain pen. So, Misto resin is a term which means mixed in Italian, and Misto resin represents a sophisticated blend of various colors, transforming from liquid to solid through advanced techniques, and is part of Conklin Pen Company's new Conklin 1898 pen collection. So, the intricate process of mixing resins demands precision and meticulous attention due to challenges such as color interaction, pigment concentration, and curing times, all of which require careful management to achieve a desirable aesthetic result. So, Conklin, Monteverde, and Private Reserve are all part of the same company, and um, I chose this fountain pen because I really want to try a cigar shaped fountain pen, which also has a heft to it when it comes to the girth. So I'm really excited to use this one. So let's take a closer look onto this fountain pen. So each resin will be mixed differently, resulting to a unique pen body. So I am very happy with this pen body that I got because the colors are just happy and beautiful, and it really does make me feel like spring is here. Even though I live in a country where the season is just two seasons, dry and wet. So I'm excited to ink this one up so that I could feel spring even though I don't experience the season. So it has this clip which is um can be pressed, so it's easily you can easily clip it on your pocket or your pouch or bag. But personally, I don't usually use the clips of my pen because I just don't want to have the tendency to ruin them. So here I am just showing the beautiful resin mix of this Misto fountain pen. I also love the intricate detail on the band of the cap, and it also has 1898 engraved on it. Now I'm already thinking of what inks I could choose, but since this is a Mr. Green, I'll probably pick from my green fountain pen inks. But I think you could also mix it with other ink colors as the resin has a lot of color variation. So that's how the nib of this fountain pen looks like. It is in fine width because I also want to try the fine nib of Conklin, and it comes with a free ink converter inside. So I'm not really sure if this fountain pen is postable, but I am very comfortable also writing if this would be unposted. So now let's try to compare it with my other fountain pens. So here I have my Esterbrook ST in Nova Blue and my Twisby Eco in white rose gold. So as you can see, it's in the middle when it comes to the length, So the longest would be the ST, and then next would be the Conklin, and then the Twispy. And when it in terms of girth or heftiness, I think the Conklin Misto is the girthiest among the three. Okay, so upon checking, I think this Lennon Toolbar Outback Forest ink would be a perfect match for this fountain pen, but I'm still going to check with my other green inks. So as you can see, it looks perfect and compatible colorway wise. I think also the Monteverde Olivine or Olivine is a complementary shade for this pen. Now let's move on to my green fountain pen ink swatches, and Alt Gold Grün is also can also be a good potential match, but I think Wearingeul Peter Pan is really a great match for this. As you can see, the Wearingeul Peter Pan also has a lot of shading, and just like the Misto fountain pen resin. Walk the Dog is also a good contender, as well as Mad Hatter. Okay, so I'm really confused now. What should I ink? I think orange fountain pen inks, as well as muddy inks, muddy green or muddy brown, and olive green or green brown inks are also compatible with this fountain pen. Okay, so now let's move on to inking this pen. I chose four fountain pen inks to choose from, and this is my pen and ink journal. First, we will swatch the four fountain pen inks that I used using this Kakimori Brass Nib. Okay, so I'm also using this Kakimori Cherry Nib Holder. Okay, so first ink is this light green ink. And this is the Wearingeul Peter Pan. Okay, as you can see, it swatches light green and then dries into a chroma shading green with some light brown in it. Okay, next ink is Colorverse Walk the Dog. This is also a nice ink. However, I already used this ink previously on a fountain pen, so this time around I might choose another one so that I could give other inks some love. Okay, so next ink would be this Kyoto Inks Kyono Auto in Kokeiro, which is also a nice yellow-green ink. And it's quite saturated. Okay, so next is the Lennon Toolbar Outback Forest. Okay, so my initial ink swatch of this ink seems warmer, but now it seems like a cooler green on this swatch. So we'll see if it still fits the aesthetic of the Mr. Green fountain pen. Okay, so let's so now let's see and check which one is more compatible. So I'm choosing between Peter Pan and Walk the Dog. However, as I've mentioned before, I already used Walk the Dog previously. So now I'm giving some love to the Wearingeul Peter Pan ink. So I only have a sample of this one, and let's see if I will like it. Okay, so I will try writing using this fountain pen posted, and now I'm writing it. Okay, so As you can see, the ink is visible. It's not too light, it's just right. And it's also, at first, I thought it was a dry writing combination, dry pen and ink combination, but eventually I felt that it could sometimes be dry, but most of the time it's moderate when it comes to the lubrication of the pen and ink pairing. Okay, so as for the writing experience, so dry flow, I thought it was dry flow, but eventually it became moderate flow. So nib is very smooth with some tactile feedback. It's like writing with a pencil that is sharp or sharpened. So this one is fine nib, and I really love how sharp the lines are and could still show the properties of the Peter Pan ink. So what do you think? Did you think I made the right choice picking this ink for this fountain pen? And let me know if you have other suggestions on the inks I could use or match with this fountain pen. Okay, so now I was inspired by the name of the ink. So I am now writing some quotes from Peter Pan book. So all the world is made of faith and trust and pixie dust. So the author of the book is J.M. Barrie. So he is the maker of Peter Pan and all the characters in it. Okay, so now I'm realizing that the flow is dry to moderate. So it's really pleasurable to write with. I was surprised by this fountain pen and its nib because I have heard that sometimes it's hit or miss, but I'm glad that even though I chose a fine nib, it writes smoothly and I don't have any problem with writing, or there's no scratchiness feel at all. I also don't experience skipping, and I just love writing with it. It feels like the ink is just flowing from the pen to paper. Let me know through the comments if you also have a Conklin fountain pen and what's your experience with them. If you have reached this part of the video, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you do give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to support my channel. Let me know in the comments below if you have already experienced Conklin, Misto fountain pen, or any other Conklin fountain pens, and how's your experience with them? Again, this is Lennon Bunny. Have a creative and happy day. Bye!